Okay, this is going to be a video for Aries, and I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to do a reading for you for this full moon that we just had, okay? And there's been, I believe, like some lunar node shifts and things like that. Now, I haven't really looked into that a whole lot, but I know we just had a beautiful full moon. And it was beautiful energy. Honestly, I don't even know what sign it was in. I believe it was in Gemini. Full moon in Gemini, actually. And either way, though, it was just, it's been beautiful energy. The energy leading up to it and then immediately following it, it was just really rejuvenating energy, and just like very productive energy, and you know, these past couple days it's just been beautiful energy. And so I am curious to see what you know, this lunar period has for you, Aries. So let's get started. I kind of have a couple things I'm wanting to do. So I wanted to touch on some angel numbers that have been coming up, and then a passage from Women Who Run with Wolves. And there's just a poem in there. I just opened to a page. There it was. It might have some significance for you. And then we'll just do astro cards, the star codes, and then I just got a little gift for myself for the new year, and no regrets. Beautiful deck. It's just beautiful art, and it's so colorful. I'm just excited to work with it. So we'll do that, and then we will end with a this is one of my favorite decks as well. It's, as you can see, it's well loved. It was actually a gift from a friend who from their close friend who had passed away. And so I actually have a couple of her decks, and it's like we never met, but we were just such kindred spirits, it feels like. So it's always such a blessing to kind of tap in with her and have her with me in these readings. And I just feel like, even though she's not on this physical plane anymore, we're just like friends and like we're just kindred spirits. So I don't know, it's just really beautiful. So this is one of my favorite decks. It is the Magdalene manifestation cards. So yeah, it's just a lot of beautiful energy. So let's tap in. Don't mind my hair. If I had a spirit animal, it would be Kristen Stewart's hair. So, because it's just all the time, doesn't matter. I did my hair, I thought, beautifully today, but by the end of the day, like, this is just what it is. Anyways, okay. So I'm just going to take a moment because there's a lot of energy. I can feel it already, Aries. So just take a moment, and let's just breathe. We'll take 3 deep breaths in and out. In. Okay, that's better. We've got Alaska here. She's napping. We were out walking all day. We were hiking river trails. We were just walking all around the city. It's been bitterly cold, and it's been really beautiful for the past few days. So we've just been taking advantage of that. And so she's tuckered out. So am I. But I digress. Let us get started. Okay. So I wanted to start with this poem. This is a beautiful book. I highly recommend it. Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, PhD. This one's torn and well loved. It was actually a gift from a very close friend of mine. And I've since gifted one to my mom, actually. So it's a beautiful book, and it's a beautiful book to gift. So here is this passage. It's on page 300. Homing, returning to oneself is the chapter. And this is a verse from the poem, Woman Who Lives Under the Lake. And it starts with the passage, if we don't go when it is time, the soul will come for us, as we see in these lines from a poem called Woman Who Lives Under the Lake. One night, there's a heartbeat at the door. Outside, a woman in the fog, with hair of twigs and dress of weed, dripping green lake water. She says, I am you, and I have traveled a long distance. Come with me, there is something I must show you. She turns to go, her cloak falls open. Suddenly, golden light. Everywhere, golden light. So that was that, beautiful. So take from that what you will. Okay. I want to just get a star code, astro star code, and just kind of see what the undercurrent for the energies are. Undercurrent, that's an interesting term. So be like water, I'm hearing. I was just thinking of the river. Okay, so immediately we got retrograde review. We are in a Mars retrograde, I believe, at the moment. And then we have, and that was number 15. And then 21, Venus, beloved. So those are the undercurrent energies. So that would be a 6 and a 3. That would equal a 9. So this could be something to do with endings. This could have been a long-standing chapter, almost like a repetitive cycle, almost like idiosyncrasy or something like that. I don't know actually where I'm getting that from, but this could have to do with something that's close to your heart, could have to do with a person. And because it is retrograde review, we also have the number 9, which would indicate endings. It is also the number of boundaries, but also the number of limitlessness and horizons. So that's what I mean, idiosyncrasies or like oxymorons, things like that. So this could have been kind of a round and round, a merry-go-round, some kind of long-standing chapter of your life that has finally ended, and you're now in a review period. Perhaps like healing. Okay. So, yeah. You know, because, okay, so we even breaking it down, reducing it further, we've got the number 1, we've got the number 5. Number 1, I mean, that would be to do with like the self or the beginning, right? The architect, the structure. And then we have the 5, right? Which is change, which is, it can be adventure, it can be upheaval. It's very like Uranus energy. And so this could have been something that it changed, or it goes down to the core. Okay. This could have been something that was perhaps like very chaotic for the self, for the core belief, for the core, you know, identity or beliefs, self-worth, core beliefs, things like that. This, whatever this was, had a huge effect and coerce, I'm hearing. It had conditioned this core belief or this sense of self in a very chaotic way, I'm feeling. Okay, and that's just what I'm getting with the number 15. Okay, here. Now, we have the number 21. And we can look at it as the number 2 and the number 1. Okay, and so this is like a union, or, you know, two things coming together, or we're now creating more dimension, right? There's one side and there's the other side, right? Like a coin, I'm seeing. Then we have the number 1, right? Which is, I like to think of it as like 1 + 1 always equals 3. When you have two energies that come together, they create a third energy. They create a third energy. One energy and another energy coming together always creates a third energy. Okay? Always. And so that's what I'm getting off of the number 21. I mean, obviously it equals 3, but I'm getting it as a 1 + 1 = 3. One energy creates a third energy. Okay? So there was this third energy, right? There was you, there was this external energy, and then there was that third energy that had created perhaps this, no, but there was your energy, this other energy, and this third energy that kind of like encircled it. So it's kind of like the container for whatever this was that created this, you know, upheaval or chaos within the self due to an external party. Okay, so that's what I'm getting, just like this energy, this third energy that encircled as a container for whatever experience this was that has shaped and or conditioned or had a big long-standing effect on your life to the core. Okay, and now so with retrograde review and Venus and the number 9, which is all of these numbers combined, that is ending. That is ending. It's like taking that final look, and it's like now in the past. It's now in the past. Okay, and we're only going forward. So it's like that whole container, right, which is where we're grateful for that third energy, that container that encircled it, is now going with it. So that's a lot off of just these two cards. Okay, now there's just a side note, Capricorn, so that could be significant. This person could have been a Capricorn. You could have significant Capricorn placements in your chart. Okay, there's also, it says achieve, so there could be like this whole chapter ahead of you that now you feel like is achievable, you know. Aquarius with collaborate. Okay, not to digress too much. So with these energies and this encircled container of all three energies, right? Yours, the external, the container that contained it. We're gonna do a little cord cutting exercise here. Okay, and you can take this with you. You can use it for any memory. You can use it for any situation, experience where your emotion, your energy was invested in even the most minute to the most, you know, impactful and significant way. We can breathe deeply. We can objectively, as soon as we feel that heart tug or that memory, that picture memory, that thought, whatever it is, we're going to objectively go back to that situation, that memory. You can do this as many times with as many different situations. It can even have a domino effect. We're going to take that thought, that picture thought, that memory that's tugging. We're going to objectively place ourselves back in that space, okay? We're going to be there objectively, right, to this experience. Observe it. We're going to take our energy, to scoop up our own energy. We're going to recall it, and we're going to exit that memory. We're going to come back to the present, and we're bringing that energy, only our energy from that situation, back with us. And we're going to transmute it. It's going to be transmuted from, even if it was a positive memory, if it was a negative memory, we're just objectively going back there as like a third party viewing it. We're taking that energy objectively, no emotion attached to this memory. But our emotion in that memory, we're taking it, coming back to the present, to this present energy. We're leaving all other energies there in that memory. Okay? We're just taking ours. We are not going to continue to carry any other emotions or anybody else's energy from that experience. We're only taking our energy. Good energy, like the good, the bad, whatever, you know, emotion that was, we're bringing it back to the present. We're recalling that piece of ourselves. Okay, we're leaving the rest there. And by calling it back, we're not calling it back in a negative way, but when we come back to the present, it's now back. It's our energy that was fragmented. It no longer needs to be in that past memory, you know, weighted there, like, right, like a weight. It doesn't need to be there anymore. We can bring it back to the present, transmuted. It's just our energy, and that's and it's lighter now. It's lighter because we've recalled our energy from that past emotion. We've left everything else there. It exists now only as a memory, right? But like our emotion is no longer tied to it. So it's kind of like a cord cutting exercise, okay? I hope I explained that simply enough. And you can do that as many times as you need to. You can use music as well if it helps you, you know, more easily go back to that. But I've been doing that and breathing through it, especially when we bring it back now to the present, recalled as our own, no longer fragmented, no longer weighted as a past emotional memory. We've just brought it back, right? And we're going to do that with as many memories, with as many, whether they're positive, negative, you know, if it's there, if it pops up in your mind, just briefly go back there, objectively, scoop up that energy, breathe, bring it back to the present. We've only brought our own energy. We've left everything else. It works with a positive memory, a negative memory, anything that tugs. You know, we're just recalling all that fragmented energy from all of these past experiences. They don't need to be in the past anymore, right? They don't serve us there anymore. We're bringing it back to the present, okay? Our emotion, our energy, okay? So I hope that was helpful. If you need me to kind of go through that again or kind of write it out simply or something for you, I can do that. Just shoot me a message, okay? So that was a lot off of these two cards, okay? So I don't know if that's so much an undercurrent, but that is definitely, you know, the energy here that I'm feeling off of these cards. And so that was a lot, and maybe that felt weighted, but the whole point is we're going back with this review. We're taking that energy back, bringing it back to the present, no longer fragmented, done, over, kaput. Okay? So, as long as an intro, it had some instructions, and it's actually just calling back that fragmented energy, and it's quite simple once you just do it that way. Okay? So, next, okay, 10th house, whoops, 10th house with authority. Just wanted to pop out. Okay. And so it is like calling, and it is reclaiming our sovereignty, reclaiming our power, reclaiming our energy, being the authority over our own energy, right? Where it goes, who it serves, when it serves, and when we want it back, and when it doesn't need to be used as just, you know, a drain on the energy where it's not really serving anymore, but it's just sitting, right? So we're calling back that power. We are the authority. 10th house also has to do with like reputation, your calling, your life purpose, or your career. Okay. You know, perhaps, you know, this has kind of been where all that energy and all of that, space has been occupied with whatever this was,